One, two, 1, 2. Howdy, howdy.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Get up, have a little breakfast, maybe do a load of laundry, and then hit the road.
With coverage you can count on.
The most common form of
With coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. Tennessee has received the highest score for legislation against child sex trafficking, according to a recent study.
That top score is highlighting some collaborative strategies here in Hamilton County that are yielding results. Channel 3's Casey Freeman takes a look at this state report. Casey.
Greg, Cindy, according to that organization, Shared Hope International, Tennessee has demonstrated a 7-year trend of gradually strengthening the state's child sex trafficking laws.
The most common form of slavery is human sex trafficking. Many may think of sex trafficking as bringing in someone from a different city or country.
They are known to and know their trafficker. So it's more of a crime of connection than it is a snatch and grab.
Some telltale signs that someone is a victim of trafficking is they don't control their identification or money. In the case of children, they may start slacking off in school. Second Life Chattanooga is one organization that connects victims with services like dental care and trauma assistance.
A lot of our clients have not had options in so long. They've been told where to go and what to do and when to do it. So just giving them the option and helping them to regain a sense of their own humanity is.
In a recent survey done by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and Vanderbilt, Tennessee scored a 96.5 out of 102 on the state's ability to handle sex trafficking cases. This report card shows Tennessee is on the right track to helping victims in the courtroom. Redmond says while that is encouraging, there's still room for the state to improve.
But any state legislature that's willing to invest dollars in both community education about the crime, but also serving survivors.
According to the state map analysis, Hamilton County has had between 25 to 50 cases of child trafficking and about 100 cases of adult trafficking. Live in the studio, Casey Freeman, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Casey, thank you. New tonight, Chattanooga police have arrested a man for shooting a woman last month on Rogers Road, they say. Police say 22-year-old Amir Richard is charged with attempted first-degree murder. He's now in custody at the Hamilton County Jail, and he was scheduled to appear in court then on Monday.
Officers are working to figure out who left a suspicious device inside a boys' restroom at Polk County High School. It happened this morning. This was the device found inside the school. It prompted an immediate evacuation to the football field. The sheriff's office and a bomb squad from Chattanooga and Cleveland swept the school before giving the all clear. Class was canceled for the day, and the school remained open until students were picked up.
It was a fake attempt at a bomb. There was nothing on the inside. It's just a box, just to look like an attempt to scare people.
It is still unclear who left the suspicious device in the bathroom. The superintendent plans to be in contact with the school's attorney and the sheriff's office to press charges. Still too early to tell what the charges will be.
Two Hamilton County employees have filed lawsuits against Durham, the school bus company, saying they suffered emotional trauma after the Woodmore bus crash. 6 children were killed in that crash. Several others were injured. Secretary Woodmore, Alicia Bibbs, and a teacher at the school, Stephanie Muhammad, say they were expected to return to work the next day after the crash and act as normal. The lawsuits allege negligence on Durham's behalf. Read the entire lawsuit at WRCBTV.com. 4 days away from 1 year after the Woodmore bus crash, last week 3 new lawsuits were filed. That brings the total number of lawsuits to 22. Officials say the deadline to file new suits regarding the Woodmore bus crash is November 21st because in Tennessee there is a 1-year statute of limitations.
An emergency drill is showing Bradley County first responders how to react to a hazmat situation. The exercise was held this morning at the Olin plant in Charleston. They responded to 2 scenarios that included stopping a chemical leak and rescuing a worker. The drill was not in response to the Vacher explosion back in September. By law, officials say chemical plants like Olin have to conduct training exercises every year.
I think that now we're better prepared than we were, but I feel like we were very well prepared to begin with. But you can always make it better.
The county's Office of Emergency Management sent out an alert through the notification system. We're told around 25,000 people have signed up. That's about 1/4 of the population in Bradley County.
A Tennessee man accidentally shot himself and his wife while authorities say he was showing off his gun in church. Tellico Plains police say members of the First United Methodist Church were talking about guns in churches. They say the man pulled out his handgun, removed the magazine, cleared the chamber, and showed the gun. Someone asked later if they could see that gun. He unholstered it thinking it was not loaded still and pulled the trigger, but it was loaded. The bullet hit the man's hand and went through his wife's abdomen. The couple, who are in their 80s, were flown to a hospital. We're told they're expected to be okay. Women supporting embattled Alabama GOP Senate candidate Roy Moore held a Women for More rally today in the Alabama state capitol. His wife Kayla was there to encourage women who know her husband to have the courage to stand with him. At least 9 women now have accused Moore of misconduct that happened decades ago, but Moore's wife says her husband is a gentleman.
Flames engulfed an apartment building in New York City this afternoon. The 4-alarm fire broke out in the 6-story building. Thick black smoke filled the air as dozens of firefighters worked to put out the flames. Part of the roof collapsed, sending fiery debris onto the street. So far, no injuries have been reported. Authorities say the building was unoccupied and undergoing renovation. No word yet on what sparked the fire. Still to come at 11, a powerful cold front is heading our way this weekend.
Now, Paul Barris has your full forecast next.
There's a wind advisory for the entire area for tomorrow, starting around 10 o'clock in the morning or so. Wind gusts 35 to 40 miles an hour, especially in the higher elevations. So be prepared for that. Really strong gusty winds, especially into the afternoon. What we're looking at now are some rain showers off to the north and moving just over the Kentucky-Tennessee border, but they're staying north of us. We're not going to have to worry about this rain. Currently, it's pretty cool, 49. Just some high clouds out there now, but it's warming up to the west. Altamont, 58. That doesn't happen very often. Temperature 9 degrees warmer out in Altamont than it is in the city. 55 Dalton, 53 Cleveland, and 38, 20-degree difference from west to east out near Murphy right now. 66, 37 the high and the low. No rain for today. Skywatchers told me 60 south of the city. Dalton was 68. Cleveland today got up to 67, while out near Sadi Daisy it was 65, and Red Bank got to 64 today. And then north of the city, Dayton 66, while it was in the 60s pretty much everywhere, almost 70 in Jasper, and 65 out near Murphy. Athens about 65. Strong winds coming out of the south for tomorrow. Chance for rain small until we get to about 5 o'clock or so. And then after 5, once it gets dark, showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two. This is 9 o'clock. The heaviest rain will be well to the east. Then we're going to see some clearing overnight. Sunday, the sun is going to be coming back. Should be a pretty nice day as far as the sun goes, but temperature is going to be dropping throughout the period, and we're expecting up to a half inch, maybe up to 2/3 of an inch of rain. Tonight, though, 46 with clouds increasing, and 67 tomorrow with strong winds out of the south, 15 to 25 and gusty. Some gusts maybe up to 40 in the higher elevations, but 67. Best chance for the rain will be late in the day, and then tomorrow night, an excellent chance. Showers and maybe even a thunderstorm at 43. 7-day forecast looks a lot cooler with temperatures falling on Sunday at 55. By Monday morning, a hard freeze and 29. By Wednesday, that big traveling day, looks pretty good, 55. Thanksgiving Day, about 52, but cool. And Black Friday, 51 and 31. Paul Shaheen's got Friday Night Football just around the bend.
Channel 3 Eyewitness Sports. Time for the Channel 3.
And that will do it for Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
It's just about to do it for this big show that's coming up next. We've had a great time this season. Let's hurry up and make somebody a TV star here. Take it away.
You're watching Channel 3 and Friday Night Football starts right now.
From Channel 3 Eyewitness Sports, this is Friday Night Football with Paul Shaheen, Jill Jelnick, Sammy Kincaid, and Greg Glover. Friday Night Football, brought to you by Food City, value every day. And Chattanooga Area Schools Federal Credit Union, where it pays to be a member. proud sponsors of high school football. Friday Night Football.
Welcome back and welcome into another award-winning edition of Friday Night Football. Across the region, we were down to just 12 local teams with 2 all-local matchups. Tickets to the quarterfinals, the semis, and even the state title game were on the line tonight. Enough wasting time. You know what comes first.
It's time for the Channel 3 Friday Night Football Game of the Week, brought to you by EPD.
Well, it's the 1A matchup everyone had been hoping for. Whitwell and South Pittsburgh. They met a month ago. It took a late score to give the Pirates the edge. Since then, both teams have bowled over everyone. That includes the first 2 rounds of the postseason, where combined they outscored opponents 107-6. For more on the rematch, we go live to Jill Jelnick. Outside, or inside rather, the pirate ship of Bean Stadium. Jill, previously in these playoffs, neither team gave up a lot of points. I know one team scored a lot tonight.
That's exactly right, Paul. I think a lot of people thought, considering the first game was so close, that it would be another neck-and-neck down to the wire game tonight, but that just wasn't the case. South Pittsburgh dominated this one from start to finish, putting together one of their best all-around team performances of the year. Unlike their first game against Whitwell, the Pirates didn't let the Tigers gain any momentum the second half, and thanks to a very big night by South Pitt fullback Garrett Ralston, the Pirates ran right past the Tigers and into their second straight semifinal game. As fate would have it, cross-county rivals Whitwell and South Pittsburgh would meet once again, this time in the single-A quarterfinals. The Pirates drew first blood, kicked off the game with this 8-play, 80-yard opening drive, ending with a touchdown run from Garrett Ralston. South Pitt takes an early 7-0 lead, but the Pirates keep attacking. This time, Sawyer Kelly blocks the Tigers' punt and returns it all the way back for another South Pitt touchdown. Pirates led 14-0 at the break and kept pounding the second half. Jalen Hubbard throws one long to Cade Kennemore, and the senior comes down with the catch. Shortly after, Pirates take advantage and they snap it to Ralston, who then cruises into the end zone, giving South Pittsburgh a 21-0 lead. Whitwell quarterback Dawson Holloway would get the Tigers on the board late in the fourth, but it wouldn't be enough. South Pittsburgh runs away with it 33-7. That final.
I thought we played it extremely well early. I think we had chances in the second half to put the game away and weren't real sharp, but I'm awful proud of my guys. We thought it was big to get on them quick. You know, at this point it's about winning and advancing, and we put ourselves in a chance to go play for a state championship, so it's where we want to be.
Again, 33-7 that final. Garrett Ralston actually had 4 touchdowns on the night, 1 in the first half, 3 in the second half. With the win, the Pirates will now shift their focus to take on Greenback next week, the same Greenback that the Pirates fell to last year in the state semifinal game. But Coach Greider says his team will be ready come next week. Paul, back to you.
Thank you, Jill. And Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, playing in the background. They did not need, there was no living on a prayer is what I'm trying to say for South Pittsburgh tonight. They got it done easily. Hey, on the private side, Notre Dame was a win away from the school's first ever trip to a state championship game. Notre Dame slipped past Knoxville Grace in the semis. No doubt they would be tested again tonight. Notre Dame hosting CPA. CPA up 1, adding on Ryan Elledge. It's going to thread the needle to Rinker. He'll waltz in. Notre Dame down 14-6. The Irish rally. UT commit junior phenom Cameron Wynn from 23 yards out. Got a great block, too. The Irish up 21-14. Fourth quarter, CPA cuts the lead to just 1, but guess who? Wynn, head down, head in. He's in. Notre Dame up 28-20. One more from Wynn, and it would put it out of reach. Another great block. His speed will do the rest. That kid can fly. Believe it. Notre Dame on top, 42-20. The Irish are Cookeville bound for the first time in school history.
You know, it was 141 years. This never happened at Notre Dame High School, and the history is so great here. But we kept getting to this point, and never making it to the next step. And I'm just so happy and thrilled that these kids work this hard, and the coaches and the staff and everybody, the families work so hard to get us here, and we get a chance to go to Cookeville.
Love the emotion. The lone 3A local team left now. It was Red Bank hosting Smith County. The Lions wasting little time. Zay Brown, you're not catching him. 59-yard score, 10-0 Red Bank. More Lion offense. Maddox Wilkie over the middle, hitting David Cosby. Spin move, oops, juke move. Oh my, Cosby picks up 46 yards. Across midfield he goes. That sets up a short score. Calvin Jackson plowing in. Jackson is in, 17-0. Third quarter, here comes the ice. Zay Brown, second touchdown, a 10-yarder. Red Bank rolls 24-8. The Lions in the state semis at Alcoa next week. Hey, time to find out who got nailed.
You got nailed. Covered by Warren and Griffin. 265 Hurt.
The Ridgeland-Jefferson game. Ridgeland defensive back Jordan Hughley. Hello. Watch this one again. Slow it down. Hit stick anyone. That is You Got Nailed. And that, my friends, was just first down. We plan to keep the chains moving, as always. Ahead, Marion and Tyner lock horns. Meigs County and Ridgeland look to advance, plus a heartwarming story with the Central Purple Pounders, who lost the playoff game but managed to win the day. Don't miss that story. It's all ahead. Friday Night Football returns.
With Channel 3's Cheerleaders of the Week. Cheer on with Channel 3's Cheerleaders of the Week.
Go, let's go! Let's go! I heard it from the grapevine that your team was mighty tough, but when it comes to football, tough, it's not enough.
All right, one other all-local matchup. It's another rematch, Tyner and Marion County. Of course, Tyner was hosting because they beat Marion earlier this season, winning their first region championship in quite some time. Let's get to it. Marion would strike first, and it was a big one. Quarterback Isaiah Sampson. Rip off the rear view mirror, son. There will be no need. Sampson goes 80 yards. 7-0. Other end, Tyner answering. Quick hit, Jalen Bowens, Jeremiah Batiste. Look at Batiste. Follow the blockers. 7-7, he's in. More Ram offense, a little misdirection now. Everyone is fooled here, including the camera. Tyon Young has it, and he ain't playing. Young, pylon. He paid for those points, but he got him 14-7. Tyner now starting to pull away. Bowens and Batiste are going to hook up again. Jump ball. Batiste wins it all day. Make it 21-7. Bowens keeps slinging it. It's time to wide open Martavis Royals. Look at this Wayne Turner offense just rolling. Opening drive, second half, more. Jeremy Elston on the ground. Tyner by a lot. The Rams are semi-final bound, 42-7. Your final score. Tyner now gets the winner of this one. Rockwood at Meigs County. Meigs unlucky early on. Quarterback Aaron Swafford's ankle rolled up on. Swafford was hurt, stayed down, did leave the game, but he came back in, had to play with a limp. He handed it off a lot to this guy, Michael Mosley. Mosley, the game's first score, 11 yards, he's in, 8-0. Fourth quarter, Meigs up 8-3, going for it on 4th and goal. Rockwood comes up with a stop, turnover on downs, and it would turn the tide in this one. Rockwood adds 6 more. Meigs County falls 9-8 in 2A. In Georgia now, Ridgeland hosting Jefferson in round number 2. Nice start for the Panthers. Tanner Hill dialing up Stephen Walker deep for 6. Ridgeland now going to the ground. Still first quarter. Jalen Shelton back healthy, short touchdown. Panthers up 14-0, looking good. But here come the Dragons. Back-to-back beautiful touchdown grabs. Just 14 of their 28 straight unanswered points. So we go to the fourth quarter. Ridgeland trying to mount a comeback. Jalen Shelton punches it in. Just like that, they're within 7. They get it back. Time is fleeting. So is hope. Tanner Hill intercepted. Jefferson going the other way, and that would all but do it. Ridgeland is eliminated 28-21 out of round number 2. Now we go back to Tennessee. A few more scores to hit. 6A football. Bradley Central in the quarters at Maryville. They lose big, 45-10. A great season nonetheless for the Bears. And McCauley taken down by Brentwood, the top seed, 28-6 on the road. Calhoun, a winner in 3A. We're in Georgia, 28-20 over Monroe area in North Carolina. The final game to get to. Murphy, 34-28. Murphy advances. It is time now to jump into the stands, and it's a special one tonight. Not only is it one of Tennessee's greatest high school football atmospheres, but it is Sammy Kincaid's final fan cam with us. Sammy is moving on to the University of South Florida with the athletic department. She will be their reporter. Sammy, thanks for all of your hard work. So one final time, Sammy, take it away.
Fan Cam, sponsored by Chick-fil-A. Pick up a nugget tray for your next party or event.
It is the final week of FNF 3. We've made it through the entire season. Starting out on the away side, on the Whitwell side, and I have with me.
I'm Reagan, and this is Maddox Tucker and Ashley Higgins.
And I just want to know, does he always wear this Tiger hat?
He hasn't been wearing it the whole season, but he's been wearing it since the playoffs started.
Well, it definitely caught my attention. Congrats. You guys are the fans of the game, so enjoy some Chick-fil-A. But can I hear you guys get loud right now? Without ending up in the student section. I'm now on the South Pitt side, and I have with me
Travis Rao, Tyreek Arthur,
Livy Brown, Kayla Dawn.
And I just want to know, what is your prediction for tonight's game?
I predict that Pittsburgh will win by a lot.
By a lot? I like it. There we go. Well, can I hear the pit crew get loud right now? And that does it for Fan Cam this season. I'm Sammy Kincaid, Channel 3, Eyewitness Sports.
Strikes up Channel 3's Band of the Week.
Had a great season. We've been
Greg Glover strikes up Channel 3's Band of the Week, brought to you by Music Instruction Studio, molding tomorrow's musicians.
We've had a great season. We visited nearly the entire viewing area from North Georgia all the way up through upper Southeast Tennessee. Let's crank it up one more time. The Trojan Band from Soddy Daisy High School, your final Band of the Week.
All right, have you ever heard a coach say it's moments, not scores, that you remember later in life? Well, the Central Pounders had one of those moments last Friday. It's a heartwarming story about how an unselfish act made the night's final score all but irrelevant.
Brads will tell us all the time that the game is bigger than us.
Last Friday was just another example. Central loaded the bus, a near 3-hour drive, a second-round showdown at unbeaten Greenville. A game they would lose, but a day they would win.
We already knew Friday before we ever went to the stadium, before we ever put our helmets and pads on, before the scoreboard even started, that we had already won the day.
All because of a detour Central head coach Courtney Braswell set up ahead of time.
But they got us on the back.
Courtney's best friend, Red Bank assistant Charles Weems, is from Greenville.
Before Ashton, you're out.
His mother, Tony Weems, who loves Courtney, still lives there.
Me and Courtney had a running joke that when we played each other, who my mom was really pulling for.
In this case, all parties are pulling for Tony. Tony was recently diagnosed with a very rare form of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
It broke my heart. I don't remember the last time I cried like that.
But Tony's biggest concern was if Central kept winning, she'd be unable to watch Courtney coach against Greenville.
This lady might not live to see another football season, but she thought of us.
So the Central bus, bound for Greenville, was now loaded with 4 dozen roses, a signed jersey, Tony's home address, and a few dozen young men who understand the game is bigger than them.
Each one of our kids handed her a rose, and each one of them gave her a hug.
Just going to see that lady that thought of us before herself, even in the midst of all her trials that she had, it touched me.
You can exist in a way or live your life in a way that you make somebody else's day better or make their existence better just because you were a part of it. That's really what we're here for.
My goodness gracious. It was just, something that obviously I'm grateful for and that I'll never forget, and just provided some joy for her in a time that's been a difficult time.
It was the perfect prelude to Central's biggest game in more than a decade. And a reminder, the final score is only half the story.
Everybody certainly felt more victorious than you normally do in defeat, because we won in a lot of different ways that night.
Friday Night Football is brought to you by Food City and Chattanooga Area Schools Federal Credit Union. We thank the Chattanooga area Chick-fil-A's for feeding our Friday Night Football team. Call them to order party platters for your next tailgate.